Heal from home. Virtual sessions can absolutely help you feel confident and strong again. Hi, welcome to our Ed Talks, little snippets of education to help you heal and feel empowered. I'm Justine Calderwood, pelvic floor physical therapist and certified birth healing practitioner. I want to talk to you guys today about virtual sessions and how they can be a game changer for you over coming into the clinic. It's another option for you to be able to heal, feel strong, feel confident, and get the answers that you're looking for when it comes to your pelvic floor, to your core, particularly in regards to pregnancy and postpartum care. So, who could really benefit from doing virtual sessions? What are the benefits of this? Number one is it's going to eliminate your travel time and the need to travel. So, no having to get the car ready and the kids wrangled up and car seats ready, not having to travel long distances in order to get to and from the clinic. It's going to help if it's snowy or icy out. You don't have to get outside to come into the clinic. And overall, this is going to save you time from commuting to and from your appointments. Another great time to do virtual sessions is when you're feeling under the weather, when you know you're contagious, you don't want to give that to anybody else, or when you have kids at home that are sick. This is a great time to do a virtual session instead of coming into the clinic because we can still work with you, help you to stay consistent so that you get the results that you're looking for, still reach your goals, still move forward and have that care that you need without having to come in. Another reason that virtual sessions is a great option is for those people that are just busy. You're busy with work, you have meetings that have come up, or you can't schedule in coming into the clinic again because it takes extra time to get to and from here. Or maybe you travel for work and you are simply not local. This is a great time to do virtual sessions because we can schedule them around the meetings that you have. We can do a lunch break. We can also do plenty of things even when you're on the road because there's so much that we can do with very little space and with the equipment that you have in your hotel room or in your office or at home. We can use couches or beds or chairs, things like that, or even the floor. Another reason that virtual sessions are really good is for that accountability. So I don't know if you're like me, but I know when I exercise, for instance, if I work out with an exercise partner or with a personal trainer, for instance, I am going to push myself more. I'm going to do more because I'm going to show up in a different way than if I'm just trying to do it on my own. So having that accountability when, especially like if you're coming in for in-person sessions and then something comes up. Again, maybe it's an illness, maybe it's the roads are bad. And I will just say that still having that accountability, still having that supervised session, customized session is going to help you get the results that you're looking for instead of skipping that week and thinking, I'll just do it on my own. I'll just wait until I can get back into the clinic. So the accountability factor can be really, really big when it comes to virtual sessions. You might be wondering now, like, what actually would we do on a virtual session? So I want to dive into some of the ways that we help on virtual sessions. Of course, this all comes down to what's going on with you, and it's all going to be customized. But number one, we can do a very thorough history of what's going on, what's been done in the past, what's worked, what hasn't, talk about your symptoms and your concerns, and even use things like questionnaires. There's a lot of questionnaires that, for me as a therapist, tell me a lot of information that might not make a lot of sense to you or you don't know why it's being asked, but it tells me a lot of information that I'm using in my brain to help analyze and help figure out what's going on to get that baseline information so I can formulate a plan on how we're actually going to get you to feeling better, feeling more confident, improving strength, and reaching your goals. From there, we can do some functional movement testing. There's a lot that I can see on a video. I can see how you're moving. I can see your strength. I can see your posture, your alignment, how you're breathing. All of that tells me a lot of information from what I can just see through a video and helps me to get that baseline information, again, to formulate a plan of what we can do. For instance, there is a return to exercise screen that I love to do. So easy to do in virtual sessions and in person, but it tells me a lot of information about how your body is performing, especially if you want to do things like running or jumping or whatever style of exercise you want to get back to. So we can do that on a virtual session. There's also ways for me to have you do some self-check. For instance, I work with a lot of women that have diastasis. Well, I can walk you through the steps on doing a self-check for diastasis, and you give me that information based on how I explain it to you and watch you do that on a virtual session. Another thing that we can do on virtual sessions is a lot of education. I will say, in general, as a therapist, half of our job is education, answering questions. What can I do for this? How do I modify this exercise? What do I do when this happens? So much of that is listening to what you have to say as a patient and giving you tools and tips to navigate your life. The other thing that we can do with education is using pelvic models, using visuals, illustrations. There's a ton of resources that I have here in the clinic that I use all the time to educate patients so that they know more about their body. What's going on? Why are you having those symptoms that you're having? What can be done about it? Handouts. There's a lot of, again, it's just general information about what's going on and how we can address it to help you feel better. Of course, we can do things like exercise. There is so much that we can teach in a virtual session on how to stretch certain parts of the body, how to check to see if you're tight in those areas and stretch them, how to strengthen. It's so easy to see through that video on how you're moving, how we can modify things, teach you certain exercises. And along with that is even teaching you how to care for your body and do some self-care. So, I know in the clinic, there are times where we use our hands and we do manual therapy, but there is so much that we can do with using little tools like a little soft ball or a tennis ball, even like a pelvic wand, tools that are made specifically for doing pelvic floor work. There's also things like a towel roll or a foam roller that we can guide you through how to use those tools in order to release tight areas, help with pain relief, also help you feel a little stronger. So these are all great ways in order to help on virtual sessions that any of our therapists here can help you with. One thing specifically I'm going to talk about that I do is called Reiki. It's energy work. And I've used this with quite a few patients on virtual sessions, and it's really great to help with stress relief, to help with the nervous system response. It can even help your body boost its own natural healing ability, and it's something that can be done even from a distance through those virtual sessions. And it can be really, really helpful, especially on those times like if you are feeling just frazzled because work isn't going well, or the kids are sick, or the weather isn't cooperating. It can be really helpful during those times as well. So you've gotten this far into the video and you might be thinking, oh, that all sounds wonderful, but it's not going to work for me. You might have some excuses on why virtual sessions just aren't going to cut it for what you need. So let's go over the 3 main reasons that people tell us that it's not going to work. Number 1, the belief that you need to have someone's hands on you in order to feel better. That's simply not true. I went over a bunch of reasons, a bunch of ways that we could still help you without putting our hands on you. Manual therapy, while it can be beneficial, isn't the only way that we can help you. You might also be thinking, okay, but I'm just not going to get the same results. I'm not going to get the same attention. Actually, that's simply not true, because one thing that we do as therapists is we work with you. We might be a guide for you, but you absolutely have a say in how well you do with therapy and the results that you get. So you're going to get one-on-one customized sessions if you do those one-on-one virtual sessions. So you can absolutely still get the same results that you can even if you're not coming into the clinic. And the third thing that you might be thinking is, but I have kids at home. This just isn't going to work for me because they're going to be running around and they need my full attention. Okay, so let's talk about this. One, I am a mom myself, so I totally get it. And I know it can be hard. But at the same time, I don't know about you, but when my kids were little, they had nap time, they had quiet time, they also had time where, you know what, they used an iPad or they watched TV, or quite honestly, they were just with me and I was able to navigate life. And the same is true for you. So, of course, you know your kids the best, but it's perfectly possible for you to incorporate your kids into your sessions. I have been on many virtual session calls where mom has baby close by and we just incorporate baby as maybe some weight training where mom is holding baby, or doing some things hands and knees where she's incorporating and spending still time with her child. It also actually gives me an opportunity to teach you how you can fit in your self-care within your busy family life, because I know as a mom, you don't have these glorious, huge pockets of time where you are not taking care of anybody or that you have quiet time. So it's just not realistic. So how can we actually teach you to take care of yourself, and what better way to do that than with your kids around? Perfect. You're probably now wondering, how do I get started, Justine? So I'm going to tell you about 3 ways that you can work with us virtually. One is going to be the most attentive. So if you want a customized plan, if you want to work with one of our therapists one-on-one, work with us one-on-one. You can do those sessions in the comfort of your own home, in your own space. So you can reach out to us and book a discovery session and find out exactly how we can help you with that. The second way that you could work with us virtually is to attend our Fit to Be classes. So these are classes that we teach online, live via Zoom. So you can come on live, you can ask questions, you can get some feedback on exercise. And what we do in those classes is we use exercise as well as some myofascial release techniques in order to help you feel mobile and strong. We also record those classes, so if the schedule doesn't work for you, you can still get some help to move forward. The third option is to purchase one of our online classes, and you can do that from our website. This is going to give you the least amount of customized care, but it's going to save you money and it's going to be on demand, meaning you can go through the course at your own pace.